cafes, bars and restaurants in Alpine towns are already shut as part of the national lockdown still in place.
American Airlines has carried out the first civilian passenger flight of a Boeing 737 MAX for nearly 2 years. The aircraft was grounded after 2 fatal crashes. From FSN's bureau in New York, Sarah Walton reports.
The demonstration flight carrying members of the media flew from Dallas, Texas to Tulsa in Oklahoma on Wednesday. It came the day after American Airlines executives also took a trip on the 737 MAX. The 737 MAX was grounded in March 2019 after 2 fatal crashes in the space of 5 months. The families of some victims have protested against its return to service after it was cleared to fly again last month following a redesign.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting's hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Out in Nevada near the silver mines, there's a kind-hearted woman. She's looking so fine, always taking care of her community. Bringing folks together is her cup of tea. She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
And welcome to this week's episode of City Talk with About Town Deb. And I'm your host, Debbie McCarthy. I'm excited to be here. We are a production of Fenix Media, and you can always visit us on the website at fenixmedia.us or at abouttowndeb.com for more information and how you could maybe get your own show or sponsor this show. We'd love to have you. 24 hours a day, you can check out the website. You can, normally I would say you can text me at 775-741-2596, but I'm trying something new today. I'm using my phone, and I have this new little mic camera setup. Thanks to Mindful Media, I won it in a raffle on eWomen, so I'm trying it for the first time, so bear with me. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm hoping you had an amazing Thanksgiving with your family and your friends, and you enjoyed lots of turkey and all that good stuff. Or like Britton Griffith, who was my co-host last week, she does the faux turkey because she's a vegan and whatever, vegetarian. So I don't know how you do a fake turkey, but I guess you can. I had a real turkey, so that was amazing. And we always start the show off with a toast. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the wine that we picked this week is Nella Olivo Winery. And when I was pulling the wine out of the boxes, trying to figure out which one, this is a Malbec out of El Dorado County in California. I looked at the back and it says, Nello says, who's known as the Great Father, Malbec is adventurous in the best way. The first time you taste it, you like it. Easy to drink, goes with almost any food. Deeply purple, round, and fruity, and all that good stuff. And it's cool to drink with friends. And because this show is about adventure with all of us, how cool is that? So thank you, Nello Olivo. I love my El Dorado wine country friends. So let's do a cheers. Whether you have water, coffee, tea at home, do a cheers. Put your glasses up or just raise your hand and let's do a cheers. So that's usually how we start the show. Cheers. And thank you, guys. I'm going to introduce I better have a sip or it's not a real cheers, right? Okay. So I kind of am a little bit sad today because Katie Coombs, longtime forever friend with Uncommon Sense. This is her amazing event we're going to be talking about. And Katie isn't feeling up to par today, but she will be ready for the big event that we're all going to be a part of next week. So instead, I want to welcome my co-host today, Cami Yokota. Did I get that right? Close?
Hey, but so close.
Okay. So there is Cami. And then I'm just going to go with the easy hard one next. Adam, put your hand up. Adam Czajkowski.
Perfect. Flawless.
And then in the orange, which is Giants color, so that should be good for people around here, Dillon Davidson. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you did.
Super easy. I figured I better get that one right or I am really in trouble. So we're really excited today because this event we're going to be talking about we've kind of had to put it off a little bit because of timing and this darn stuff. We have to keep pivoting and all that. So I think we're all ready to take an adventure together. And I'm going to let Cami tell you a little bit more about that. But before I go there, I always like to share a little bit about what happened during the week. So one of my favorite things right after Thanksgiving is to go shopping. Well, the amazing thing is right in Reno, everyone, have you been to the Village at Ranchera? Have you guys been to the Village at Ranchera? Have you heard about it? You have. Okay. Well, the Village at Ranchera is amazing. They had a pop-up. And at the pop-up they had at the Village, there was over 35 regional makers and craftsmen, and the gifts were incredible. So I got to start my Christmas shopping, and they're going to be there. I don't want to get this wrong, so I'm going to use my little cheat sheet. Thursdays through Sundays through 12/24 from 10 to 5. And this, if you're watching if you're not from Reno, this is in Reno. It's 7100 Ranchera Parkway. And the Village is incredible, and Wandering Wild is who's presenting this. So if you go to Facebook under Wandering Wild, there's amazing women, and they just stepped up and decided they wanted to do this, and it was great. So that was one good thing. And while I was there, Dulce Vita is going to be one of the amazing new businesses there. And right now, they'll be there in winter of 2020. So I'm excited for that. And they're giving away some great deals right now. So check them out. And I have a feeling that it's getting close to the first break, but I can't see what the break is. So I'm going to give one more shout out to El Sativo Tequila. It's a new local tequila. I heard that somebody on the set likes tequila. Don't remember who. You can put your hand up. And if you like tequila, go ahead and in the comments as you're watching, say, I like tequila. So this is El Sativo. And hopefully I didn't get that wrong. And this is locally owned, and it is amazing. And they've won 3 gold medals, and they're brand new. And I'm excited. And you could get them. You can even Total Wine, also at Ben's Liquor. And if you want to try it without buying it, you can go to Chewy's, Liberty. It's going to be great. So I actually did try it, and stay tuned on my Facebook page. We did a little video. I learned how to make a drink. So I have a feeling it is that time to take our first break. So we're going to, as we're winding down, remember, we are going to be on a podcast after the show. So on Spotify, all that, Stitcher, all those kind of cool things. Follow us at About Town Deb. We'll be right back in the next segment. We'll dive into our adventure. It's About Town Deb with City Talk.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m. and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait, communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at fenixmedia.us.
She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to the second segment of City Talk, and I'm About Town Deb, and I'm here joined today with Cammie, and she's going to be chiming in real soon. And we have Adam, and we have Dillon, and we miss you, Katie. So feel better. We can't wait to get Katie back. So Katie, as I mentioned before, Uncommon Sense, and her radio show, her podcast, amazing. I've known Katie forever, and we're hoping you're feeling better. But we do have a great what do you call, like a batter up or in the dugout? We have Carrie. So you guys you reached out to us three here at Bachelors and Bachelorette, and I've always wanted to be a Bachelorette, so I'm kind of excited. It took a lot of years to get to this point. So I would love you to say a little bit about Katie's vision for this event and how it kind of got started and formed, and you guys reached out to us. And once we know a little bit more about it, we'll chat with the guys and find out what their adventure is going to be.
Yeah, so Katie has a lot of friends, families. She's seen a lot of people have to deal with children with cancer, how that affects their family and whatnot. So she really wanted to do something about it. You know, it's something that's at one point in our life, everyone has had to deal with. So that's how she came up with Time to Adventure Together. This is our second iteration of the event. Last year, we were able to raise $4,000, and I know, Debbie, you had mentioned this morning, you have a goal of $5,000. We can do it. So
well, I'm not saying the five. I gotta put this in. The 5,000 is my goal from September to February because the William and Pennington Foundation is doubling all donations. So I thought to show people that you can give little bits at a time. Like, not all of us can know somebody that could write a check for 5,000, but if I take 3 or 4 months and I do little tiny fundraisers that people can do, it's doable. So that's why when I was asked to participate, I'm like, Children's Cancer Foundation? Yes, I will be up on the auction block. So so continue.
Absolutely, yeah. So the event is next week, Wednesday, December 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. You can go to our Facebook events page. If you go to the Northern Nevada Charity Children's Cancer Foundation on their Facebook page and go to their events page, you'll see Time to Adventure Together. That's where we will be posting all of the updates and whatnot. And right now on there, you can see all the bios of all of our bachelors and bachelorettes, and you can see what adventure you can go on with them.
Well, I'm excited because we have 2 of the bachelors. So let's start with Dillon. So Dillon, when you first were approached, what was your thought? Were you like, me? What? I mean, what did it feel like to be? I mean, that's pretty cool. They asked you to be one of the bachelors.
Yeah, Rachel Gattuso had reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested, and at first I was like a little hesitant because I didn't know exactly what it was for, but once I found out the foundation that it was for, there was no way I could ever say no. And I think it's exciting. It's thrilling for everybody involved.
Well, so I was asked as well, and once I heard that it was for Children's Cancer Foundation, I'm sure it's going to be same with Adam. How do you say no to want to help fight children's cancer and help the families? You don't say no. There's no other answer. You say yes. And even if you're uncomfortable and it's outside my box being put on the auction block, but I love the idea that I know we put on mine at least, it's platonic. So really two of your girlfriends could bid on you, a business could bid. I mean, it's really about the donation, but I'm kind of hoping I get a date out of it. You never know. Maybe I'll get a real date out of it, but I'll take whatever we can raise the most money for. So when you were thinking about your adventure, what made you? I hear you're like an outdoorsy person, and I saw I would love, man, I wish I could get on you. I'd love to go horseback riding. So we'd love to hear about your adventure. So when people are bidding, they can know what's going to happen and what they could experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I was trying to figure out what would be something it's safe to do during COVID, but also is not sitting in our houses, because that's what we've been doing for the last 9 months. And I moved to Reno almost 2 years ago. And one thing I've been to do in Reno is go horseback riding in the mountains. And so I was like, well, this is perfect time. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to work with a local ranch and grab 2 horses and go on a little ride, horseback riding in the mountains, and either during the day or at night, and watch the sunset, whatever.
Wow. I didn't even know there was horseback. I didn't know you could do that here. So what part of town do you do that?
I mean, there's several ranches between here and Carson City or by Lake Tahoe that have horses, and they offer toured horseback riding, or if you're comfortable and skilled, you can get your own horse and do your own trail riding as well.
So I'm assuming whoever bids on this, if they're not an expert rider, will you give them tips and help them feel safe and take care of them?
And I feel like to be safe, and we'll probably do the toured trail riding, since I've never rode in Nevada as well. So
okay, so to be first in a sense too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you'll be experiencing each other.
Yeah, and they can give us a little history about where we're riding at.
I like that idea. So is there anybody in your family or with your friends that have been affected by cancer?
Yeah, so cancer is actually like really a big thing in my family. Fortunately, we haven't really had children's cancer in my family, but a lot of my grandparents and uncles and aunts have been affected by cancer. So definitely something that's close to my heart, and something that I'll always work to try and find a cure for.
Well, I love that. Well, I'm going to switch over to Adam. He's been patiently sitting there. So kind of the same question for you. Like, how did you feel? Were you like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a bachelor? And, how did you come up with what you're going to do? And have you known somebody that's been affected? We all probably know somebody who's been affected by cancer. And if we get close to the break, don't worry, we're going to come back and we'll finish off. So so don't worry if that happens. So
yeah,
I'd love to hear about you.
I wish I went first because it's just ditto, 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 ditto. It was, terrifying. And then you're like, oh, kids, of course, So, my mom passed away from cancer 16 years ago, roughly. So,
so did mine.
And I'm sorry, it's so tough.
No, I get, yeah.
And so, much like Dillon, no one in my family, they've all got to, adulthood before they've had to experience that terror. And I guess there's some, saving grace in that. So one of the only things I could imagine worse would be to, be in, a child and have cancer. So anything you want to do, put me on the auction block, chop my head off on the block, whatever you want to do for the kids.
We don't want to chop your head off. No head chopping.
So whatever you want to do on the block, let's get it done. Let's take care of the kids. So, and then once again, I wanted to be outside. It's kind of, I've, been grateful or been lucky enough to not have COVID so far. And I think that the outdoors has been one of my keys, which is kind of terrifying now that, you have to pay a price in terms of being cold to get that now. But it's still working out. And so I picked ice skating. So I wanted to do dinner. Ooh. So a little, riskier indoor dining, but it's going to get safer as we go on.
Yeah.
But, you pick an off day, later in the evening, should be able to have a lower key dinner and then hit the ice rink at the GSR. So I'm bound to follow up a few times and, make sure my health insurance premium's paid up and we can, have the after party at the emergency room, getting my knee bandaged up or something.
So the same question. Now, what happens if the gal or friend goes, hey, I'm not really that good at ice skating, but I really want to go out with you. You're going to be patient with them and, kind of guide them and with masks on and all?
Of course. And you can't be worse at it than I am. So I try to ice skate once or twice a year, and that's just not enough to keep your skills up. So I will be on the ground more than whoever is my date for the evening.
Well, I am excited for both of you because those are both two amazing adventures. And so another question, I don't know who wants to answer it first. So if you had, I'm just going to kind of go like on a dating kind of thing. Is there a topic that, it's almost time for break again. How does this happen? I think we have a few minutes, so I'll go back to, if you had to pick like the perfect spot other than, because this is different because it's the COVID, take COVID out of the place, what would be your ideal date? If COVID wasn't happening, what would be your ideal date for a first date? Forget COVID, first date, what would you do? Dillon.
I'm a romantic person, so I love to steal their heart, and so weren't expecting. I mean, normally a casual date out to dinner is what we go to, but I always try and think out of the box for the first date. So whether it's a unique hike or horseback riding with a sneak-in picnic and a bottle of wine, something unique. I always try and think of something that neither one of us have done before.
I like that. Adam, your turn.
Man, I have to kind of unprogram, 9 months of social distancing here.
I know.
And
but
remember,
pretend.
And remember what life was like BC, right, before COVID. Mm-hmm. A movie, at this point, or dancing, or both.
Oh. I think you can go to a movie and go out dancing afterwards, like late night dancing.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So
I think that sounds like fun.
I went to one movie this year and we had to buy out the entire movie theater. And we were all in N95 masks. Everyone was temp checked and there was only 15 people allowed in the movie theater.
Oh, so so was it 15 of your closest friends or family?
Yeah, it was for a client event, but
okay, cool.
So her closest friends and family. So yeah, it ended up being really fun and made me remember what being in a movie theater was like. So
I don't even know.
Throw it back to BC, movie and dancing. That's what we're doing.
Well, plus when you watch a movie, you can maybe slip your arm around her, hold a hand or something, Maybe not the first date, but maybe, you never know. That's the romance. I mean, this darn COVID has taken away romance. This is so cool. We're doing this adventure together. So before we go to the break, we want to remind you that this is an amazing fundraiser for Northern Nevada Children's Cancer Foundation. Yes, we're going to have fun, and yes, it's going to be great, but it's for a bigger cause, and it's all about heart, like our Together One Heart with About Town Deb. That's another reason I couldn't turn this down, because we are together no matter what's happening. We are connected heart to heart, person to person. And those little children, they definitely have huge hearts and they need us. So we're going to take another quick break, and we want your input. So go ahead, and if you know anybody you want to give a shout out to that has had cancer, give them a big heart. Whatever, like, just share your first date with us. And when it does the replay, I'll be back watching it, and then I'll be making comments and posting links as well. So we're going to take a quick break. Since I'm About Town Deb, it's my town, your town, any town. Let's connect. We'll be right back after the break, and we're going to chat some more about this amazing adventure.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool, and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us.
You know that's what she said. Come on, let's have some fun with About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to the third segment of City Talk, and I'm About Town Deb. And as I mentioned, begin the show and throughout the show, we are interactive. We'd love you to chime in the comments. We'd love you to share with us. Like what's your first date? Anything, just please share, ask questions, the ideas about a show. We'd love to hear about that. Or maybe what's your most romantic date? anything like that. We just want to keep the conversation going. I also want to give a shout out to Caliber Hair and Makeup Salon, to Jossie. She did my braid, because the last show, for some reason, I was having a bad hair day and I put like the headset on. So I had this lump on my head and nobody told me. And like somebody chimed in and said, do you have bed head? I'm like, no, it's microphone head. So I shout out to Caliber. I said, I guess I should have you do my hair, but I can't have him do it every week. But I had him do it because we really thought the event was going to be this week. So I already had the appointment. So I'll be ready for next week too. So Caliber Hair and Makeup, thank you for everything you do. Grandma B and Aunt Glenda, shout out to you. Without you, I wouldn't be here. So I'm grateful for that. And Biggest Old Fashion Truck, thank you for always styling me. And I think, and music, Dee James. So did you hear that little tune coming in? He's an amazing friend and musician a friend of mine. And I told him I needed a 30-second, what's it called? The blurb, promo. I don't know what they're called. 30-second something promo. A jingle. And within like 20 minutes, he wrote me a jingle. He goes, I think you need a song. So right now, this is just him singing it with his guitar. And he's going to get it produced with all the instrumental behind it. So you guys, I'm so excited. So and when you hear the whole song, it's about community, about connecting. So I'm really excited about that. So thank you, Dee James. You can find him on the web as well. So we talked a little bit about dates and dating and what the perfect date would be without COVID. I'm just going to throw, I know you're going to ask me. Go ahead.
Tell us about your date. You are also a bachelorette. People can bid on you as well. Tell us about you.
Okay, so I'm all about local. If anybody follows About Town Deb, as you notice, I just gave my shout outs. I try to promote 110% local. So my date is going to be Wild River Grill. I wish it was summer because, I picked them because you could sit outside and listen to music, but we may have to have them put a nice 2 big heaters outside. I'm going to have them create a special menu and a special drink for About Town Deb. So we're going to have dinner there. But before dinner, Reno Tahoe Limo, I just found out today, like right before the show, she's going to make a donation of picking my date up, or whoever bids on it. They'll pick me up first, and I'll have Nevada Sunset Bubbles. So another local winery, and they have some bubbles, which they partner with Crystal Basin, which is in El Dorado County. So I love bringing this together for this adventure. So you'll be picked up with me, Reno Tahoe Limo. We'll go to Wild River Grill. We'll have a dinner that was planned specially for us. Then we can take a little walk around there, and we'll be, if we have to, put mask on. And then the limo will be big enough where we're going to go back in the limo. We can separate. And then we're going to go look at the holiday lights for Christmas. And while we're looking at the holiday lights, we'll be having Dorinda's chocolate and the champagne. So that is my date.
So cool. Getting in the Christmas spirit. I love it.
So hopefully whoever gets it wants to do it ASAP. So we don't have to wait. And if we end up not being able to do it because crazy stuff, we have to pivot, then we'll figure out another adventure that we could do besides the lights afterwards. But we get the limo no matter what, and we get the restaurant, and we get the chocolate, and we get the bubbles. So we'll figure out something for that. So that's my adventure.
Yeah, and as you had mentioned, I also want to let everyone know every adventure and outing with any of the bachelors or bachelorettes will be COVID safe. We're going to work through the regulations and whatnot. So rest assured, all of the adventures are going to be so fun and so safe.
No, I talked to Danelle, and with Reno Tahoe Limo, they're very COVID safe. Mm-hmm. So when they pick us up, they have the gloves, the mask, and it's big enough where you have plenty of room. So I'm really excited about that, and nobody has to drive. And then at Wild River Grill, there's plenty of room. They have the tables all spaced out as well. So and if we have to, we'll bundle up outside. I'm okay with that. Let's put a coat on, and we'll just make an adventure out of it. So I'm excited. I wasn't quite sure, when I got asked. I'm like, man, I haven't been on a date in a while. Maybe this is a good thing for me. So I'm excited about that. So I may go back to the boys right now. I don't want to have it all about Town Deb, even though this is pretty exciting for me. And I'm hoping to get some bids and get up there on the bidding. So, either one of you believe in love at first sight? What? That's a tough one.
Yes, and it can quickly fade. It's something that has to, love is a perpetual thing. So maybe it starts out that way, but can, you have to go, once it's done, it's done. So.
No, that was very good. Dillon, do you have any thoughts on that?
I guess I'm a believer in anything. So if it happens, that'd be great. But I agree with that. It can fade.
Yeah. So Cammie, I'm going to throw that question to you. What do you think? You get to answer a few of these.
Okay, was not expecting that. Yeah, I guess I do. I met my boyfriend, we talked for 3 minutes and then followed up on it. So I guess I would say I believe in it.
Well, I kind of feel like I agree. I think you can have that boom, like you have a spark. I've had experiences where you see somebody and they walk by and you're and you just all of a sudden you're connected, and it's happened. And so you don't know how long that's going to last, but I do believe that you can look at somebody and you can know within 5 minutes, is there a connection or not? Or you can know right away if there's not a connection. So I kind of think that's true. Have you guys had any of those experiences where you had the connection right away and you knew, or you're like, oh no, this isn't going to work? Adam?
I went first last time.
You're good at going first. I like that.
Yeah, when I just yell out things.
You're good
Sure.
at that.
Sure, of course.
Oh, I agree. Okay. What about Dillon?
No, I definitely, you go on a date or you meet somebody and you can definitely feel their vibe and whether or not it's a good connection for you as a person or not.
Okay, and I'm gonna go a little bit different route, because since this is for charity and we are giving back, I know that you guys wouldn't be here if you didn't want to help your community and you didn't have a huge heart. So what is one of your favorite nonprofits? I mean, are you active in the community? Because I think that's important as well. This isn't just, I guess it's about fun, but I think that whoever, that might want to be interested in any of us, we'd like to know a little bit about them, or they'd like to know a little bit about you, how active you are with the community.
Yeah.
Dillon.
When I first moved to Nevada, I got connected with Urban Roots, which is a local nonprofit that works on educating children in schools and on healthy eating and gardening. And that's, agriculture is my passion and my background. And so once I got connected with them, it was instant connection and love. And so I can work and grow with them and help them as much as I can and promote them as much as I can as well.
I like that. They're amazing. I love them too. I'm glad that's one you picked. So let's go to Adam now.
So I was going to go with my strategy of just blurting things out, but then I had some random phone calls, so I had to let Dillon
let the random thought go.
Hit there. Anyway, sorry, I was filibustering. The question again was.
The question was of a nonprofit that you're involved in with the community.
Sorry, my strategy of blurting it out way better. So I'm a board member of the Northern Nevada Literacy Council. So they do help with citizenship classes, workforce development, adult basic education. And so education is the great equalizer. And that's one nonprofit that I've sunk my teeth into, especially now that work season is slow for me. So sorry.
Well, speaking of work season, what do you do?
I am a founding partner, a managing partner at Czajkowksi Strategies, which is a full-service political consulting firm. Do some public affairs, government affairs, stuff. But busy season is just now over. So the fall every other year, and then now is my slow season. I've been working on getting back into shape since the election season stole that from me, but just temporarily. So,
well, I definitely did. I do follow you, and I did notice you were very, very busy during the political season, and you did an amazing job. So kudos to you. I did follow. I do follow you. So just so you know.
Well, thank you. I follow you too, Deb.
So it's an honor to have both you guys or all of you on the show. And you know what? It's that time again for another break. So we are going to take another quick break. And remember to follow all of us on Facebook. And when we come back, we're going to tell you a little bit more how you can start the bidding on Monday and a little bit more about it. So it's About Town Deb with City Talk with my amazing guests. We'll be right back after the break.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting's hard to do in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at fenixmedia.us.
Ready to help from her toes to her head. Just give her a shout. Call About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And we're back for the fourth and final segment. This goes by way too fast. So once again, I also want to give another shout out to Nello Olivo, this adventurous wine, the Malbec from El Dorado Wine Country. Thank you. And also I want to thank my amazing guests today, and especially our two bachelors, Adam and Dillon, for being so brave and being here and sharing a little bit about their ideas of their first date and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm going to go back to Cammie, because even though I'm a bachelorette and I'm still trying to figure it out, and if you're listening, we want you, men, women, girlfriends, business partners, we want you to bid on us. We want to raise the bar. We want to raise that money, because a lot of the all the nonprofits right now are struggling so bad because they can't have these big events. Your event was live last year, correct?
Yes, it was.
It was, yeah. And the excitement of being live in the room with your friends and having people bid is incredible. So we had to pivot, and Katie and you guys, your whole team, found a way to do this. So I'd love you to explain a little bit more about how this is going to work. We know that we're going to be live on Zoom on Wednesday. It'll be Wednesday at 6:00. There'll be a link, right? Anybody can click on it. But if you want to bid, the bidding starts on Monday. So I'll let you continue from there.
Yeah, so we're doing our bidding through 32 Auctions. So it's a website you can go on. We have all of our bachelors and bachelorettes and a description of them, what date they're going to be on and whatnot. And you can bid on that. It opens on Monday and it closes on Friday at midnight. So our event next week, Wednesday, at 6:00, is to just get to know all of the bachelors, bachelorettes a little bit better, kind of get a feel for their personality, the same way we are doing with all three of you right now. And then that way afterwards you can go on to 32 Auctions, bid, learn more about them. And then for 32 Auctions, if you do want to bid, you have to create a free account and you have to request access to the auction, just because we want to prevent out-of-towners from expecting to have like a horseback ride, and we physically can't give that to them. But if somehow there is an out-of-towner, the date will pivot to a Zoom date.
Okay, well, that makes sense. I really do. I'm kind of makes me feel a bit better. I mean, I really wish they could be, so they can, in a sense, if you're watching, you could, if you've already got your account, and you can go on your account, can you tell if people are bidding, if the price goes up? Can you see that? Like, so let's say somebody, and the bids, you can start as low as $5 or $10. Nobody better bid $5 or $10. I want to get $100 first for all of us, right?
Yes, of course. So right now, all of the bids are set at a minimum of $10, and the bidding increments are at $5.
Oh, that's pretty darn affordable. So anybody can bid. I'm telling you, we got to make this happen. So all the funds that are raised, 100% are going to the Northern Nevada Children's Cancer Foundation, correct?
Yes.
I just want to make people to know that this is an amazing cause, and they're local. It's for Northern Nevada, and it's all staying here. And again, remind everybody that even their $5, their $10, their $25 will be doubled by the William and Pennington Foundation. That's so cool. I mean, how often does that happen? That's really amazing.
And every bit helps. Everything is going to be doubled. Even the smallest bit that you think won't make a difference will make a difference. Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to the guys over here. So Dillon may need to unmute himself. I think he's muted. I'm not sure. So do you already have anybody you know is going to bid on you? We'll go with Adam.
I have lined up an army of people that are already going to bid on me. So.
Oh, wow.
No, I do not know. No, I do not have an army or a single person lined up already. So maybe I got to get. It sounds like you're already building a team.
Well, no, I'm just saying that I've been putting it out there because I thought it was going to be 2 weeks ago. So I've been like, come on, you got to bid on me, get ready. But I'm also asking friends, girlfriends, to pull together and bid on me. But I don't want to have too many people in the group because that's going to cost me a lot of money to buy that dinner. So I don't know. I'm kidding. I'll break the piggy bank if I have to. It's worth it. So Dillon, what about you? Have you been sharing about it? Are you having anybody you'd like to bid on you?
Yeah, I have social media, but I don't have perspectives of who might bid. But definitely sharing it out there, and we'll take anybody.
Well, me too. I mean, I've asked like 3 people. Will you bid on me? I don't want no. Someone's got to bid. I'll have to bid on myself. Maybe I'll put the first $10 in or 25, or I'll bid on both of you guys. And then we'll see.
I did have a meeting with my boss, and she said that her husband wants to bid on me so that he can set me up with one of his coworkers. So we'll see if that happens.
Now there you go. There's the inside scoop right here. I like that. Well, maybe that, you know what? If you're listening out there, that is a great idea. You just came up with something. If you want to fix somebody up, that's a good way to do it. You bid on him and, I like it. Dillon, you just came up with a great way to raise some more money. Good idea. So I'm going to go off the target just a little bit because we've all been like stuck in the house. If you could drop anything, and I know that that at least with Dillon, I read a little bit of your bio, you're very adventurous and would get on a plane and go wherever. I don't know who that was. I think it was you, or maybe it was Adam. If you could drop everything and went on a road trip, where would you go? Whoever wants to jump in.
Does it have to be road trip, or could it?
No, it could be whatever. It could be any trip.
I want to go to Bora Bora, middle of the Pacific.
Ooh, wow.
10 miles south of Cami.
I like that. That sounds good. Let's go to Dillon. Oh, okay.
In 2020, I was going to do a vacation by myself, but it obviously didn't happen. But I will soon, and I want to go to Bali. I've swings out in the mountains, and I just want to be able to like swing and look at like hundreds of thousands of feet in front of you and just see green mountains. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful place.
So speaking of Bali, my assistant, amazing cousin, Jazzy Georgia is at her house sharing the page and doing that. That is one of her, like, she wants to go to Bali so bad. So that is on our bucket list at some point to do that. So let's go to, who would you take on that trip? Would it be a family trip if you had a family? Would it be your new date? Would it be a best friend?
The trip to Bora Bora is the second date.
Then I think someone's going to be bidding big bucks on you. I like that.
Adam's stepping the game up, that's for sure.
So are we allowed to bid on each other? Is that like against the rules? I don't know. Cami, can we bid on each other? I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that.
Can you find out? Katie, tell us. Katie.
I will find out. Listening. I will let you know. I will get you that Bora Bora trip.
But I wouldn't mind a Bora Bora trip. I'm a good traveler. I don't know. I'm sure you want somebody more not like his mom's age. That sounds like a really good adventure. I think that sounds good. So are there any last minute tidbits that you want to share about the event? I know that all of us will have it on our Facebook pages and we're all sharing it. You can go to Facebook, but what's something really important to you, Cami, that you'd like to share? Because this is for charity.
Yeah. So honestly, just spreading the word. Again, if you go to the Facebook page for Northern Nevada Children's Cancer Foundation, and you go to their events page, you'll see everything there. We're posting constantly about the different bachelors, bachelorettes. You'll find information about the auctions. You can ask us questions. So that's really the hub. So go over there if you need anything answered. Okay. And then also we are encouraging platonic bidding. So, maybe you don't necessarily want to date any of the bachelors or bachelorettes, but they would make a really good friend. You
want to go to Bora Bora.
Yeah, exactly. We're all quarantined. We're all, we all want companionship. So platonic bidding is also totally encouraged as well.
Yeah, well, I'm excited about that. And I also want to make sure that we give out the website to the Children's Cancer Foundation. That's extremely important. So it's NV Children's with an S, cancer.org. NV for Nevada, nvchildrenscancer.org. So go to their website. You can click on the link. You can find out and go to the vet Facebook page, which we're all sharing. And invite your friends. You can watch the Zoom. You can get to know all of us. And the bidding, you said, will start this coming Monday, and it goes through Friday at midnight?
At midnight.
So there's a week, so people can really get in there and compete and bid against each other and see who gets the date. So I'm really excited about that. Any last minute things that you gentlemen would like to share to maybe get somebody to be more interested?
I just encourage anybody in Northern Nevada to come on and find a date that they really like or just want to support the Children's Cancer Foundation. And I think there's a lot of great dates among all of us and even the other bachelors and bachelorettes too. So it'll be a really great time.
And Adam?
Do it for the kids.
Do it for the kids. Do it for the kids. I love that idea. So, man, gosh, it's that time. It's getting ready to close, and we don't have any extra time at the last segment. But I want to thank you, Cami, for stepping in. I want to thank Katie and Rachel. I want to thank all the Bachelorette and Bachelorettes that couldn't be here with us today, that are giving their time and their adventure to help raise some money. And Dillon and Adam, I'm so happy that you're here with us today. And next week's show, I'm going to have Kim Surratt, my sponsor, and we will be talking about the Reno Rodeo Foundation, the Denim Drive. So it's that time. I got to go. I love you all. It's about time to have a city talk. See you soon.